Welcome to the Autospeed Podcast, home of stock car and banger racing in the southwest.
Drivers, start your engine.
Love the vans.
Brilliant!
Warm in here, I can see why you don't seem so keen to get off home.
A lot of people would just probably hear 2 or 3 words and switch it off anyway.
Terrific!
First time doing anything like that.
As easy as that.
I didn't stutter anywhere, did I? I do waffle on a bit though, don't I?
Welcome to the Autospeed Podcast. I'm Crispen Rosevear. Earlier this month, Easter featured a trio of race meetings with Autospeed. After a break of 2 weekends without any racing, the action is set to resume, with 3 more meetings in an 8-day period. The first of these meetings will be at the United Downs Raceway St Day on Sunday the 30th of April, and the following afternoon, on Mayday Monday, we will be at Smeethorpe. After that, there is Coronation Monday the 8th of May, when we will be at Smeethorpe once again. In this episode, I'll be speaking with 2 drivers who are set to be involved over the Mayday weekend. First up is a driver who has a busy couple of days ahead of him, with an outing on Sunday in the Old Skool Unlimited CC Bangers, and then a chance for plenty of fun on Monday in the Banger Vans. Here is 738, Steve Tippett. Welcome, Steve.
Hello.
Indeed. The Mayday weekend, busy weekend for you.
Hopefully.
The plan to do Sunday in the big car.
Well, was big.
Yes, and Monday in the van. So lots to get ready.
Yes, nothing's ready yet.
The big car. I'm guessing you didn't have the best of times at Easter.
No, it was about 2 o'clock the night before, and I was like, that's enough, through the towing. It'll wait. After pulling it apart for the first van meeting at Sunday.
Right. The first big car.
I raced it at Christmas at Taunton.
Yes.
Then pulled the engine out of it to put in the van.
Oh, I see. Right.
To come down to St Day.
Yeah.
Which was another all-nighter to be at St Day. And then obviously took the van back apart to put back in there for Sunday.
Okay. I was going to say the big car took a bit of a hiding at Christmas.
Yeah. Not quite the Old Skool I was expecting it to be, but you know.
No, that's right. It was in a complete contrast to Easter, because Easter, Good Friday, was really quite dull. There was not much happened at all.
Did it not?
No, it was light on numbers and certainly light on action. Whereas at Christmas it was really lively, particularly if you were saying 738.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly gave me a bit of a headache for a couple of days, that's for sure.
I don't know why you seem to be such a target.
Long time since I've been on the track, I guess.
But of course that was when you did race that one the first time. That was the first time in a big car for quite a while.
Ever.
Yeah,
first time in an over.
In a rear wheel drive, yeah.
And always wanted to race an over, but just never had the balls to race a national, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think the Old Skool sort of fits, well, rookies but unlimited, I guess, don't they?
Yeah, very, very much. That's supposed to be how it was, and then Christmas was a little bit more than that.
Well, I guess it was wet, it was a bit slippery, everybody was coming in all directions.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, long as you're smiling, it's good enough.
That's right, and it wasn't like you were. It wasn't like somebody was trying to wreck the car beyond all recognition.
No,
It was just a bit of bumping and crashing and so on and forth. So how did you find it with the rear wheel drive and the big car?
Yeah, just a grin, just
good fun.
Maybe not performing as well as it should have done, but I was smiling, and that's what it's all about, really. Okay,
and with that being soaking wet, then you're hoping next time. We're all hoping next time is going to be dry.
Well, we can hope.
That's going to make that'll be a fair bit of difference if it's dry. You can,
and different track.
Yeah.
Tarmac instead of concrete.
Yeah, and you mentioned there the 2 tracks. You got St Day and you got Smeethorpe. A preference between the 2?
St Day, because it's on my doorstep, I think.
Okay, but St Day is so irregular.
Yeah.
You never no 2 laps are the same.
No 2 laps, no 2 corners. But when it's on your doorstep, it's it's tarmac.
Yeah.
Smeethorpe could be equally 2 different tracks from one shower to the next.
Yeah, I think Smeethorpe is, if it's dry, it's dry. If it's wet, you want it to be soaking wet. Yeah. I think in between, Smeethorpe seems to be absolutely diabolical, and there's just a bit of dampness.
To be fair, Christmas was pretty much like a river, I think.
Yeah, that's right. We was keep an eye on the drivers, make sure they're safe, and make sure nobody drowned that day. It was just absolutely chucking it down, wasn't it? And the vans always look to me to be just pure fun.
Yeah. To be fair, Wolf, I've been dabbling with this for now, probably something years, the vans have got to be the best chuckle of them all.
Yeah. There always seems to be a good spirit of everyone's struggling to get a big van or any van around the track. So that's a challenge in itself. But then to get out and see other people doing the same, and you think, oh, that's good, they're in the same boat as me.
Yeah, literally. And it's just a little bit different, isn't it? There's so much money in every other formula. Yeah. Whereas a van, throw it together and away you go. Yeah, it's a little bit sort of, the mentality is it's a bit disposable. If I don't think there'll be anything left at the end of the day. If there is, who knows? You know? Exactly that. That's just a bonus if you get a second day out of that. Yeah, for sure. Okay. And so going back to the big car, I imagine, I'm always being told by others that the preparation of it is really extensive. Ridiculous. Yeah? Yeah. So much to do. I mean, even trying to find something to start with was difficult and expensive enough. Yes. Marks seem to be everywhere, but they're still £300-400 a pop. Yeah. And it's just the time. No, it isn't a car. It's not very much. Nothing's standard. Nothing's out the box and away you go. By the time to even be remotely competitive, you've got to change the engine or fit an engine to it. Yeah. And that's a mission in itself before you start, really. Yeah, not something you can do on your drive, really. Well, I don't know, we've all started somewhere. When I was building rookies in the beginning, that was in a car park outside the house. Yeah. Not that neighbours agreed too much, but... Not too much support from them? Well, I'd say not. There weren't too many coming out late at night, so where are you going to race this? Let's come and cheer you on. That's not normally what they were saying in the evenings, no. When are you going to finish? Pretty much. Wish you the best of luck. Hope you go and smash these things up. Yeah, and don't bring it back. Yeah, don't come round again. Oh, great stuff. Okay, so... Is there a preference between the two that you're going to race this weekend? Are you looking forward to one day more than the other? Not really. Yeah, to either of them would be a good start. Okay, getting them both finished would be a good start. Ready to go. Yeah, I guess Sunday will be exciting because it'll be the first time in the big car there. Yeah, and hopefully there should be half decent numbers. Yeah, I think so. And how many are we expecting? I would like to think we'll get to around about 20, I'd imagine, for that. Yeah. Vans on Monday, I'm not so sure, that's a bit of an unknown quantity. We've got, I always seem to get good numbers at St Day, and Smith, I don't know, so, nearer the time we'll find out a bit more on that, I guess, yeah. But 2 exciting days ahead? Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck for that, and thanks for your time today. No problems. Very good. So, while Steve's weekend is full of variety, ranging from his Jaguar to a banger van, our next guest will be at the wheel of a Vauxhall Corsa on Monday at Smeathorpe in the stock rods, the last time the non-contact class will race before their UK Championship Speed Weekend at Skegness on the 20th and 21st of May. 415 Sean Gillett switched to the stock rods last season, but with mixed results. At the start of this year, he has again experienced contrasting fortunes. Having built a stunning new car, he rolled it over in the very first race of the new season at Smeathorpe on the 12th of March. Whilst that car was being repaired, Sean switched back to his old car for the Easter Sunday meeting at St Day, and he scored an impressive heat and final double. Sean now faces a choice over which of the two courses to use at Smeathorpe on Mayday Monday. Decisions. Welcome, Sean.
All right.
Very indeed. Your season really couldn't be much more contrasting how the year's started for you.
No.
Turned up with this sensational new car, which, people are reaching for sunglasses. It's looking absolutely top of the range, and then go out and in the first race roll over.
It was a bit of a nightmare, that one, yeah. Partly my fault, but we found the issue with the steering.
Okay.
There's a steering issue, which is my fault because I made the column for it.
Okay.
But bit of damage, bit of engine damage, bit of costly damage, but a few things learnt, I think.
Okay. I think I was slightly taken aback. I thought that you built this new car and that was it for the season. You had the new car, and then with that one having rolled over, you then reappeared in the old car, which I thought you'd sold on to somebody. So I was mistaken on that.
That was tucked away in the corner of the garage, getting dusty.
Yeah.
And it was shouting at me.
It's been used as a shelf.
Yeah. And I think the two cars were arguing. That's why the blue one come out here on last Sunday and done what it needed to do. So I'm happy, but I'm not happy.
yeah, you've gone from the hell of rolling over first day with the new one to reaching for the old one and then having a sensational Easter Sunday.
Yeah, that was a good. It was quite an easy day for me being where I've started.
Yeah,
but I got away quick, so it's sort of I held on to it. And if I look at the videos, I was actually doing all right in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very pleased.
So I was pleased with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was as you say, front row of the Blues, a little bit advantageous, but you still had others to pass.
I was gaining a lot of ground on a lot of people. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
The car was handling well. It's finally got it. I've got it where I need it to be. It's all but there with the issues I've had with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good.
Excellent stuff. So going back to the rollover, I appreciate this is a little bit of a tricky question, or not something you really want to dwell upon.
Yeah.
But for those of us watching who've not actually sat in a car, and I think we all think we know what it's about, but to roll over, it must be a really oddball sensation.
It was happened too quick, and it did hurt my man parts, if that's the polite way to say it.
PC term for it. Yeah.
And I'm still aching a little bit now. Yeah.
Okay.
But everything works. That's the way to say it. Yeah. So it's not permanent damage.
A little bit on the road to recovery.
Yeah.
But one minute you're racing along, the next minute you're upside down.
Yeah, it was very quick, and obviously seeing the bonnet on the floor and a bit of steam coming off, and seeing the cam pulley smashed to bits it hurt the pocket as well. Put it that way.
It was a damaging and costly exercise.
Yeah, but experience, isn't it? And that's the first time in I don't know how many years now. 2006 when I started. That's the first time I've ever rolled over.
Is it?
First time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fairness, I guess that I think with the advancement of the cars, there are less rollovers these days than you used to. The cars are more stable, whether it's any class, not just stock rods, but all the classes. Yeah. So a rollover is rare, and hopefully for your point of view, it continues to be.
It always happens to me, doesn't it? It's always me. So as I'm told, it's always you, isn't it? So, but yeah. So the car's easy repair. I'm just waiting for an engine to come back now because I've had to have that rebuilt. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to get that back out and test that one then again.
Okay. So was there much damage to the car, or?
Mainly, not really. The roof skin has collapsed basically. So the roof the structure of the car
is good.
Is not okay. It's just the roof, the pillar on the driver's skin.
Yes.
Which Callum Hosey actually I've nicked a few bits off his one, an old spare one to repair the orange one.
Oh right, okay.
He's been good as gold, he has, yeah. So, yeah.
I think the whole of the stock rod community is well, firstly it's thriving because there are so many people racing.
Yeah.
The influx of newcomers it's good that I think in Cornwall there's more newcomers in this area.
Yeah.
Some of which you I think have inspired and encouraged and persuaded and cajoled a few more to join in.
They're a good bunch of lads actually. It's not what I thought it would be. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Obviously, everyone's friendly off the track. On the track, it's a different story.
Of course.
In my eyes, and I think we're all the same.
But I think that's the way that stock car racing is. When the green flag's in the air, it's competition.
Yeah.
But once the race is over and you're back in the pit area, you're forever hearing wonderful stories of people helping one another. To be out there battling to try and overtake one another, and then get back in the pits and can I borrow this?
That's it.
Can you help me?
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's got a spare part that someone wants as well. So they're a good bunch of lads actually. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And you, I believe you've got some that race at the moment that are really quite helpful too.
I've got Dan Curtis who's really helpful. And Adam McAleer. If it weren't for those two guys, I'd be back where I was 5 meetings ago with the car, where I had loads of issues. Yeah. They've helped me get the car where it needs to be. The blue one I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
So if it weren't for those two guys, I've got Pat down at Marine Composites. Mm-hmm. He's been good as gold. He helps me with bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good bunch of guys there. I've got a good lot around me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of the two tracks, obviously St Day is your local track. Mm-hmm. Have you a preference between the two?
I actually prefer Smeethorpe.
Really?
Yeah, I love that track. When I used to do rookie bangers, I was always done better up there than I did down here. Do you know what I mean? Uh-huh. I think with the stock rods though, because it's more close racing and it's not, if someone's in front of you, just spin them out of the way. Yeah. It's more of a challenge because it's a tighter track to me. Do you know what I mean?
I think Smeethorpe, because Smeethorpe's so flat, it's very, very difficult to make an outside line pass. Yeah. Whereas St Day to me is the St Day is so, it's totally unique.
Yeah.
It's such an unusual shape. There's different parts of the track you can pass on and different parts of the track where you need to protect and defend your position.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. But I understand you've got a dim and distant past memory of St Day.
Yes.
Which I only just unearthed. I'd love to hear, I'm sure lots of people would like to hear this story.
I was 14 when I started driving on this track. My mum brought me over here in an old Datsun 120. And it was quite
what
fun.
you wouldn't give to have that Datsun 120
and she'd
today.
not long had it resprayed as well in old gloss yellow as well.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny. And I remember going round past the pit gate and there was a big rock on the inside. And she told me to put my foot on the brake to slow down, and I put my foot on the accelerator and smashed straight into the rock and trashed her car. It's funny now, but at the time she wasn't very happy.
No, I imagine that.
A single mum bringing up 2 kids as well, so she wasn't happy.
And you must have had to call for help to come and retrieve the car?
No, she actually drove it home with the wheels.
Limped home?
Yeah, with negative camber on both front wheels, yeah. So if that's the way to put it, yeah. She wasn't happy at all, no. Yeah. So that's when I started actually driving around this track. Yeah.
What we don't want to embarrass you with how long ago that was, but obviously
it's a few years ago.
It's a few years ago, and you're no longer 14.
No.
And United Downs Raceway is not quite so open as it was back in those days.
No, definitely not. No, but I do remember it. Yeah, yeah, and my mum definitely remembers it. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, so you're saying you enjoyed Smeathorpe. And on the horizon for the stock rods is the trip to Skegness.
Yeah.
You didn't go last year, but you are planning this year.
Definitely, 100%. I want to do as much as I can now that I can shuffle work around a little bit, so it gets me on the track a bit more. Yeah, definitely.
And so you must have heard tales of last year for people going to Skegness. I think that the majority of people that went, the vast majority, just really enjoyed themselves.
They had a good weekend, I think. Yeah.
I think in terms of the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Meeting up with other drivers, the drivers that came from Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, you create some rivalries, but you also create friendships.
Yeah.
And I think Skegness is such a jewel in the crown of oval racing in the UK as a track that everyone wants to race something on. So the chance to go there and do that, I think.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, yeah. Should be good.
Certainly, the feedback I had from lots of drivers, I can think of people saying, it was essentially it was a few days break, and in amongst it was a bit of racing, which is a bonus.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
So,
so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
The one thing not looking forward to is getting to Skegness from Cornwall is a bit of torture.
Bit of a trek, isn't it? Yeah.
Skegness, you always find the closer you get, the slower you go.
Yeah.
But no worries, that's going to be exciting times, I think. On the horizon with that. And the rest of the season, just obviously to do all the domestic fixtures, I guess.
There's what I can, basically, and do what I can,
It'll be there's the meeting at Bristol, I think, later on in the summer.
Yeah, I missed that last year up at Mendips, wasn't it? Yeah. I should be doing that this year, definitely.
Yeah, I think again, Bristol, the track of the Mendips is so unusual with the hill and again another challenge, another different and difficult track to try to master, so that would be
last year I started mid-season last year doing stock rods, and like the first 5, I think I finished on the first meeting I'd done in that car, the blue one, but after that I had 4 meetings, I think, where I didn't even finish a race with car issues. So I haven't done a full season yet, so you're still learning, aren't you?
100% still.
100%,
you're gonna. I'm sure that even the guys at the top, such as Callum and Justin Washer, Reese, Langdon, I'm sure they're all learning every meeting.
Yeah, they're all good boys as well.
Yeah, that's good
in their own little way.
No matter what.
No, they're good.
No matter what happens, you're all racing against one another. It's always going to be competition.
Definitely, yeah.
Finally, then, I guess that. Racing is for everybody. You all need a bit of support and a bit of backing.
Yeah.
You've mentioned some of the other drivers that assist you. Is there others that you...
Lindsay Jones, who back in his day was one of the top men. He's been very helpful. I've had a few bits off him. The car actually Dan Curtis is driving around.
Yes.
Was
going to be Lindsay's new one.
That was originally going to be Lindsay's new one.
Yeah.
Which I had off Lindsay and a load of gear and stuff off him.
Yeah.
Which Dan has now got on.
Yeah.
Getting on with. Which we're playing with to get it set up right.
Which is good.
Which all the drivers are sort of helping as well to get it the way it needs to be.
Yeah. I guess it's probably the case that you all want to, certainly with a new driver coming into the formula, you all want to give him, give that new driver as much help as you can, probably 4/5 of the help, and then the last fifth they can find that little bit out themselves.
Though everyone gives their opinion and says try this, try that, they're not going to tell you what they're doing, are they?
No, I don't think you can expect that.
I did say to Dan, don't listen to anyone. I said, just go with, experiment yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Lindsay Jones, he's a big influence because he was good in his day. I've sort of took a little bit of what he's advised me on board.
Yeah.
And it's working slightly. As obviously Sunday, the car was on rails, really.
Yeah, having a right time, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff common stuff that everyone's doing, but the little tweaks where you can tweak it slightly, like something on the suspension, you know, what obviously in the legal side of it. But yeah, you know, we're all different, and to be honest with you, everyone drives different. So
yeah,
that might not suit someone else.
Yeah, I guess if you were to, I don't know, swap cars with somebody, you'd think, oh, what on earth are they doing with this? And they would probably feel the same with your car.
We all drive different, yeah.
Whereas you're comfortable with your own setup.
Not that I'm an expert, because obviously I'm only starting this proper season, but going by driving experience, we're all different.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not an expert, but at the moment you're hot topic, having won Heaton final last week.
Yeah.
And you're definitely an expert, the only one to roll over so far this year.
I was quite chuffed because the last meeting last season,
22,
I won the Grand National, didn't I?
Yeah.
The last race.
Yeah.
And then I was quite pleased to win the first one this season here.
Absolutely.
Obviously not rolling the car up Smeethorpe.
Yeah, just blank over that little bit.
I've forgotten about that.
That's a different guy because he was in an orange car.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not the guy in the blue car.
Yeah,
He's winning it Sunday.
No, that actually is a good car, well built car that is. But that's tweaking again, a bit like Dan's car.
Yep.
It needs a few little tweaks. But now I've got the blue one where I want it. Obviously, I'm going to copy it. So hopefully that will shift like the other one does.
Great stuff.
But we don't know. You never know, do you?
Well, coming up on the horizon, you've got Smeethorpe on Mayday Monday.
Yep.
You've got the Skegness weekend, and then we're back at St Day.
We've got a busy month next month.
Yeah, back at St Day at the end of the month with the Adam Inzat meeting, which is obviously important for lots of people, certainly the Cornish contingent. Yeah. Yeah, busy month.
Yeah, Simon had that last year, didn't he?
Yeah, that was an emotional win for Simon.
It was very good. Yeah, very good.
I shouldn't have any favourites or whatever, but certainly that day I was delighted.
I was quite chuffed myself, actually. Yeah.
I think everyone was delighted for Simon. It meant so much. And great stuff. Yeah. So good times to look ahead. Yeah. And we wish you well for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Very good.
Cheers.
Thank you again to our two guests on this week's episode. Both Steve and Sean are really looking forward to the Mayday weekend, and we hope you are as well. 2 days of racing, with back-to-back race meetings starting at St Day on Sunday the 30th of April, and then on to Smeethorpe on Monday the 1st of May. Hopefully you will join us.
If you've enjoyed Autospeed Podcast, home of stock car and banger racing in the southwest, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for future podcasts.